Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Cooking with Diggie. Today we're going to be doing some split pea soup. This morning my boss brought some into the office and it was really good. He had a ham potato, kind of like that ham potato cabbage situation going on. I thought I'd kind of do it my own way, take it back to basics, and I think you'll like what I prepared for you. It's pretty darn tasty. So let me know what you guys think in the comments, and let's get to it. So we got our celery, our onion, our potatoes, little red potatoes, about 6 of them. Say we had 5 stalks of celery, 1 medium onion, 6 potatoes, and about, 9 strips of bacon cut up. That's going to go into our pot, saute up while we go ahead and wash the lentils. It's important to wash your lentils because they have, they can have little rocks inside of them, and these little peas went on a long journey to get to your kitchen, and it may have involved a little bit more dirt and a little bit more human pee than you'd like. So you got to give them a good rinse with some cold water. Give them some love there, and you're checking for rocks as well. Alright, they seem to be pretty pebble free. And a nice little consistency there. They're nice and hard. Those are going to chill out once they get inside the Instant Pot. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the saute function. And I'm going to add the bacon first, because once that starts to sweat a little bit, you're going to have some of the fat component in there doing what it needs to do to help everything saute up. I'll give that a few minutes to start sizzling, and I'll come back and show you what these look like when you put them in here. Alright, bacon's sizzling up nice. Starting to smell real good in here. I'm going to go ahead and throw in, I like to put in the onions first. I want those to have as much contact with the oil as possible. And in the grand scheme, it doesn't really matter a whole lot. So we'll go celery. And some potatoes. Get all that in there. We're going to give that a couple more minutes, maybe 3 minutes, to saute down a little bit. I really want to get the onions nice and translucent and heated up so we can add the lentils and the beef broth and get this thing cooking. And we'll come right back in a second. Now that that's had a little bit of a chance to simmer down, I'm going to go ahead and add the washed lentils and 6 cups of broth or stock. I've always been curious about what the difference between broth and stock is. Turns out stock equals bones, whereas broth equals meat. So you can remember that, like, think of a skeleton, an old man hung up in the stockades and slowly turning into a skeleton. So stock, bones, broth, meat. I think stock tends to have a, thicker mouthfeel or whatever other cooking jargon you want to throw in there. But really, I mean, broth is what they're going to use as kind of a catch-all for anything that is animal parts soaked in hot water, whereas if you want to get technical about it, stock is going to always include bones. So, alright, let's put in our lentils. And we're shooting for about 6 cups. I know this one has about 3 in there. So I'm gonna get 3 out of here, pull 3 out of the other one. Give those lentils something to thicken up with. Stock. Again, this wasn't by choice. I just happened to have some broth left over and some stock left over, so go with what you got. Alright, that feels about 3 cups. A little bit more. There we go. That was 6 all in all. I'll give it one final stir, and then we're going to close her up for 10 minutes. Yeah, it's going to be nice. So we're still on the saute function. We're going to go to keep warm or cancel. Click that. Change it over to manual. Bumper down to 10 minutes. We're going to do 10 minutes of cook time, and we're going to let it naturally pressure release all the way down. That way everything, the lentils will get, or hopefully, I've never done this before, but hopefully the lentils will be cooked without being uber mushy, you know. I always do one final check after I press that button to make sure that this little toggle is pointing straight left, and this little guy is down. This, you can see that there, that little pin. And then we're just going to let her come up to pressure and do her thing. Set her off to the side. She's been naturally pressure releasing for about an hour and 41 minutes. It probably only took about 20 minutes to come down to pressure, but I've been playing Overwatch, so I'll just leave her in there. Let's pop her open. Alright, that looks tasty. Time for me to grab a spoon and do my thing. Thank you guys for checking it out. Here it is all put inside of a Tupperware here. Everything turned out nice and tasty. I actually really like the way this tastes. If you wanted to take it down to a pastier consistency, you can throw in an immersion blender. Honestly, at this point, I think you could just whisk the hell out of it and it'd be good. But you can use a blender or an immersion blender or whatever other method you want. It's still piping hot, but it's got that bacon flavor throughout the potatoes. So you got starch and veggies and lots of beef brothy goodness. It was really good. Highly recommend this. Alright guys, thanks a lot for watching.